What's up guys, Omni here. You guys know how it goes, another day, another video. Last night I tweeted I sleep. What recent news, topic, tweets, videos you want me to talk about tomorrow? Hey guys, today is Tuesday, December 3rd. That's right, we got videos back to back because oh my freaking god. Okay, a lot of drama happened on Monday and then remember I said I had a present for you guys yesterday. In case you guys missed yesterday's video, I posted my I sleep what recent news, topic, tweets video picture on the YouTube community post. You might have seen that floating in your sub boxes and a lot of you guys responded and also in the comments as well. And oh my god, I have content for days. I have a lot of questions, so many questions in fact that I might just do like a one big old Q&A video. I have some questions that deserve like full videos. Like it's a lot. Okay, you guys gave me a lot. And I actually forgot how funny you guys at home are on YouTube. When I stream on YouTube occasionally, you guys crack me up. So I gotta interact more with you guys. I forgot. I was unfamiliar with y'all. I got so addicted to Twitter, I forgot y'all guys were here funny as hell on here. So I'll be talking more with you here. I'm gonna be making a lot more videos, okay? Some of them might be a little bit random, but hey, this is what you guys asked me to talk about, and a lot of it looks pretty interesting. Starting with, oh man, I'm not looking forward to covering this situation. I always hate when I come into a situation where I gotta cover really big events that have to do with the homies, right? This just, it doesn't feel good, but also to ignore it would be kind of weird as well, just based on the gravity of it as well. So yeah, just full disclaimer when it comes to these two, Nux and Muta, there was a situation where, okay, how do I put this? Let's get started, okay? Let me snap out of it, Omni. Let's do this. Let's do this. So this is my game Mutahar, okay? SomeOrdinaryGamers, you guys probably know him. He makes a lot of YouTube videos like every single day. I'm talking about whatever he wants. He does deep dives. He goes into the cyberspace and like scary parts of the internet that I wouldn't dare touch and crypto. Like, man's got a lot of different interests, and he also talks about a lot of drama as well and current events that happen as they come. Sometimes politics, but not too much. But yeah, that's Mutahar. Hey guys and gals, it's me, Mutahar here. And then he just sits here and he just yaps for like, 8 to 20 minutes, sometimes 30, 40 minutes, just deep diving. And he's just that dude, okay? You either hate him or you love him. There's been some recent controversy because recently he's left the Twitter space because, well, to be fair, everyone's leaving Twitter because they just kind of hate the cesspool that it is. But also there's been some controversy because of the other guy that he made a video about, Nux, aka Nux Taku. If you guys don't know him, Nux is a VTuber, okay? He's probably one of the most degenerate VTubers that you can probably think of. He has this ridiculous avatar that looks like, I don't even know what it is. It reminds me of something, but I can't figure out. And probably one of the most iconic voices that you've probably heard on the internet. Like once you've heard him, you can't get it out of your system. He's also somebody that you kind of either hate or love, having a lot of people that also hate him for a lot of controversies. We'll try not to get into every single one of them because he's been into a couple. But yeah, he's most famously known for having a YouTube channel where he kind of like does these like events where he comes up there and surprises his friends on Discord and says, hey bro, watch this clip. Or like, hey bro, yo, what do you think of this video? What do you think of this picture? Or let's do this game show. And it's just usually just degenerative stuff where he's just laughing and having a blast. And usually the people that are on the show as well are doing the same thing. He's collaborated with a lot of big YouTubers as well while he does this thing. He's just like the jokester of VTubers type situation. However, as of last night, Mutahar made a video titled Post Nux Clarity. It's a pretty funny video title where he basically goes in depth talking about Nux, his interactions with him, and specifically this one clip that happened apparently where Nux was showing off hentai. That's the thing that he does. Like he shows off like little clips of hentai and then gets people to kind of laugh about it. But apparently one of the clips that he might have shown him might have been lolly. Or is it lolly? I don't know if it's lolly, 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 lolly. I've always just called it lolly. Anyway, it's the type of hentai. It's illegal, in the United States or whatever, but it's very, very frowned upon from like many people because it's usually the girls look underage, right? Either they are underage or the artist creates them in a way to look like young children, right? So it's then there's shades of gray because there's people who are like defending it. There's people who are like, no, it's fine. There's people who are like, oh, well, some women actually just look young just because they don't have curvaceous bodies, blah, blah, blah. I'm not here to get into that, okay? You can stop right now. Don't even omni me on that. We're not having that conversation, okay? But we will talk about what happened with the video with Mutahar. Or I would, but yeah, the video has now since been deleted. I did watch the video before it got deleted because when the title popped up, I was like, oh my God, not the homies. Again, for those of you guys who don't know, there used to be a podcast with Mutahar, Oompaville, and Nux. And they invited me on there, I think like 2 or 3 times. And every time I've been around them, hanging out with them and talking with them, I've always had a blast. There's been no weirdness, no issues. They've all seemed like just regular people talking shit, right? Like it's just literally just talking about events and just having fun and just being bros. I really did miss that podcast. I think he's went into a little bit of detail as to why the podcast shut down. There were speculations that maybe it shut down because of the distancing themselves of Nux. Nux apparently started picking up a lot of bad juju when the whole MrBeast situation came out, and they started talking about some dude named Shadman. Okay, Shadman is a artist. For those of you guys who are not caught up on this, just do your best. Okay, but Shadman, he is a used to be a person who used to draw very, very like terrible stuff, right? Usually involving kids. Okay, so he was one of those hentai people, but he just drew stuff and then it was bad. Freaking Ava Chris Tyson had one of the posters in the MrBeast room, okay? And then when that happened, people were like, who has associated with Shadman? Like, Shadman became like the new Epstein, right? So people started looking for like, did you show up? Were you at an Epstein party? Were you there? Were you there? Kind of thing. Were you at a Shadman party trying to see if anyone has ever interacted with this really, really creepy guy? In fact, I believe one of Nux's last tweets on Twitter, he hasn't been active there, was him basically being like, hey, I don't interact with the dude. I just, you know, I've reached out to him, but I didn't know he was going into stuff, you know. XYZ, that's the long and short of it when it comes to Nux and why he was basically being distanced from, and a lot of people have been coming after him. Anyway, going into the sequence events here, before we get to the video, because I did watch it, I'll give you a quick summary of my thoughts here as well, but he did make this post and he said, hey, regarding the last video about Nux, while I can't be a friend after some of the recent things that surfaced, I do feel I did do an overaction that stemmed from being emotional on the reaction from the community on Reddit. No, bro. No, my man left Twitter only to go to Reddit. Say it isn't so, bro. Say it isn't so. Okay, Reddit has been a cesspool way before Twitter was a cesspool. Okay, if you thought Twitter was bad, go to Reddit and you will find some of the deepest, darkest freaking echo chambers. And nah, bro, nah. You went from one cesspool to another. Why would you do that, bro? Anyway, continuing, and it's important to understand that he's saying that he's being emotional. Because when I think of Mutahar sometimes, like, and I think of some of these content creators, the way that he talks, he comes off so nonchalant that sometimes I forget that, like, these people are human, right? And they have like feelings and they have emotions. And like after they put the video back, they go, ah. Man, you know, and then they feel human emotions, right? So let's not forget that. Anyway, he said, I've been watching my content for the past few weeks and I realized my channel has slipped into a slop channel. Oh my God. Okay. Oh my God, bro. Okay. I have a lot to talk about when it comes to slop. So much, in fact, I've been thinking about making my own video talking about slop. More on that one later. I have made more drama related content over the last several months than I have for fun, engaging, and informative content. That includes producing videos that don't release daily. I need to take more time and release content a couple times a week that stands in quality and not in quantity. I knew this. See, I've been saying this. Okay, several things that I have to say about this. Number one, bro, gang, Mutahar, SomeOrdinaryGamers, my guy, my gang. You've been making slop for a long time. Okay, we've all been making slop, and again, I'll talk about this in the video, but it's okay, right? I hate the concept of people coming up here and yapping, maybe being unprepared or not being so well researched that they go into this big old deep dive that's been well prepared, and then people calling the content, you know, slop just because you're shooting the shit with your, you know, content creators on a daily basis. And, you know, I wake up every morning and I just say, yo, man, this is some crazy stuff. And I talk about the news for you guys. And some people might call it slop. I don't really care what people have called it. I just enjoy myself and the community that I've created, you know, just, you know, talking about what's happening around in the world. But yeah, Muta, you have been making slop for a long time, bro. And it's okay, right? It's like your audience does not care whatever your channel starts getting labeled, all right? As long as you're having a good time and they're having a good time and you guys are both having a good time, then you're doing what you need to do, right? Which is fostering your community. I think what's been happening, though, is that there's this movement, right, where people are talking about slop channels, right? And he's kind of on the receiving end of it, and he might be taking it kind of personal, I suppose. It's these people who are outside of his audience who are calling his content slop or saying it's not good enough. But for real, the only audience and people that you ever need to listen to is just your homies that you got, right? As long as everything's good between you and your viewers, right? Who cares what the rest of the world has to say? They're not watching your content. You know, you're going to have haters just for existing type stuff. So literally let them talk shit. But meanwhile, you continue talking shit with your own community because that's most important. That's my bit. More on that one later, okay? I've been really wanting to talk about this slot movement that's been talking about, you know, but I feel like it would take too much time. We're talking about this one. But yeah, he said he wants to make, you know, better videos, which means he needs to stop uploading as much. I want to upload more kind of thing, so I understand the concept of maybe wanting to go back so you can make more well curated videos. I've been thinking about that as well, but I understand like there's a balance with YouTube when it comes to uploading consistently versus uploading quality. And if you upload every day, then it's hard to make it all quality. And if you upload it more quality, then it's hard to upload more consistency. It's, you know, it's the YouTube trap. Anyway, he said, I don't do this for a job, so honestly going out of my way constantly chase trends has done nothing beneficial for me other than alienate my most hardcore fans. That's not true. I do think, I think based on this video as well, I think Mutahar's been very empathetic about himself. I think maybe because he finds himself in a place where he's being criticized and he doesn't like the target that he's in. It's a lot of pressure and stress. I imagine it has to be, which is why I kind of like to talk, but I don't like to like go at anybody directly. I like to be on the outside being like, man, that's crazy. And then get out and never take anything personal so I don't make any enemies. So maybe he's gotten to the point where what he's been doing has made him feel like he's alienating himself. He has been the forefront and runner of a lot of campaigns. I remember that whole thing that happened with, who's that dude from the charity case? The Completionist. That's right. That was a long time ago. That was really bad, but he's the one that started that. And he does a lot of investigative type journalism things where he usually starts these campaigns or these, how do I put it? It's not just drama specifically, but it's really important issues. But yeah, also chasing the trends helps more people to find you, right? People chase trends because it usually goes more viral. You'll get more faces, you'll get more looks. Then I guess the problem ends up being is that if you're a type of person though who chases a lot of drama content and you get a lot of viewers from drama, then the new viewer, the new audience base is like, I want drama, right? So I guess you got to be careful with what type of audience you want to create based on the type of content that you create. Anyway, he said, I need to take a few days off and reset to produce better content that isn't the latest trends or internet drama. While that produces a good view count, it's not the kind of content I want to be known for. I'll be back with content that I'm proud of. In regards to past collaborations, all I can do is apologize and promise to do better. So yeah, that's Muta's comment, right? I'm pretty sure I heard something like this before. I've said this to you guys plenty of time that there's something in the air. Something's changing where some of your favorite content creators are going to start backing off from talking and being as, I would say, as candid as that they would like, right? You've got like Moist Critical and you've got like Ludwig. And I think now you got Muta. You got a lot of people who are saying, I'm going to take a step back, right? Because the relationship with their audience is getting a little bit too parasocial, or a lot of these people are finding themselves in controversies without even like saying anything. So like, for example, I wouldn't be surprised that if I did not talk about Mutahar and Nux, that someone would make some post or video and be like, why Omni didn't talk about, you know, Nux and Muta, right? And I could have been like sick. I could have been in the hospital. I could have been like, you know, like sleeping. I could have been like, man, I don't feel like making a video today, tired. But then someone will be like, yo, Omni out here defending. So it's getting really weird on the streets because the voices are becoming a lot louder and they're becoming harsher. The internet has always been a wild, wild west and a wild place when it comes to the relationship between the viewers and the content creators. But I feel like it's getting so much visceral now that a lot of your favorite content creators are going to take steps back and stop being so honest. That's kind of how I've been saying, and that's what I've been feeling. That's just what's going to happen when these things keep happening. Anyway, let's wrap this up. Let's get back to the video. Okay, when it comes to Mutahar, as I said before, he has a very, like, you know, you hate him or love him type audience. However, this video seemed to have created an effect where both the people who like him and hate him didn't really approve of what was going on here, because it looks like he made this video to distance himself from Nux to appease, I guess what you would call the haters or the people that dissent against him. Okay, there's a video that was trying to expose him for essentially interacting with Nux when it came to Nux's antics, and one of those antics went a little bit too far, and Muta did his best. This was something that happened like 3 years ago, to basically say, I didn't know, I'm distancing myself, I don't approve of any of this stuff, you know, I'm sorry and I'm taking accountability. Like, he said that plenty of times, and yeah, just didn't know that Nux was this kind of dude and was like, I just can't be friends with him anymore. That's kind of the overlying message, right? So people on the side that kind of already disliked him was like, well, I don't know. I feel like you're kind of just trying to distance yourself to save your skin and save your reputation. I feel like you're lying. I feel like you knew. You can't really appease people on the internet, by the way. I don't think there's ever been in a situation where someone says sorry or my bad and it actually works out. But yeah, so obviously it didn't like appeal to the dissenters, feeling like he had more of an agenda when it came to distancing himself or lying or saying that he knew these things or there was contradictions with him in previous podcasts, right? Then you have the other side, the Muta supporters who say, bro, like, why are you basically throwing your friend under the bus? And, you know, I feel like you should stand on business, right? Like kind of situation. It happened 3 years ago and you shouldn't give in to the Reddit cesspool type situation. So then it came into this spot where both sides of Muta's audience was just kind of going in. There was a neutral party who was like, yeah, Muta, do what you got to do, bro. I'm just going to watch the next video. I'll wait. But a lot of people started speaking out negatively towards him, and it put him in a situation, I suppose, where he felt like he had to delete the video. So yeah, that's the TLDR. Okay, there's more details because obviously it was a 40-minute video, but there's no way I'm going to give you like the full freaking 411 of a 40-minute video plus all the backgrounds behind it. All you really need to know is that, yeah, man, Muta is basically, you know, pushing away against Nux. And in terms of how I feel, it's very complicated. I have a lot to say, but I don't also want to yap. So I'll try to summarize it. But like, number one, a lot of people want to try to like cancel people for associating with people, right? Like, which is always kind of terrifying because you guys know me, my history being back in the Smash community. And when that whole thing happened, the Me Too movement, and I found out that a lot of people that I thought were cool people that I used to see all the time weren't. Yeah, that was one of the biggest betrayals of my freaking life. I used to spend like all my time with the Smash community, and never at one point did I sense or see any kind of all of this darkness that was spreading, right? So sometimes people you thought were your homies might end up doing like some really terrible things, and just because they were your homies, people will be like, oh gosh, you know, he associated. So there's that one. It's not that black and white. Okay, not everyone's just an Epstein, and anyone who took a picture with him or seen with him is like guilty by association. The number two, the concept of like friends, in my opinion, it's a little interesting, right? Because I don't have a lot of them. And then like the people that I call like my gang or friends or buddies or whatever, when I say like maybe on YouTube are people that I don't interact with at all, right? Like I say that Muta's my gang, but we have interacted several times. He's helped me when my account got hacked. We've talked about some details when I need help with some videos, but otherwise we don't talk a lot. But I feel like even just little bits of conversation when it comes to like people online, at least for me, is enough to be like call someone like an associate, right? But what the internet will do is see like me being a video with like Mutahar, right? And think, oh yeah, I'm these friends with all of these guys. And it's like, to be honest, I can't tell you their birthdays. I can't tell you exactly where they live. I can't tell you any like specific details. We have just interacted more than some people. But yeah, so it's one of those situations where people on the outside look at YouTubers and think because they've collabed or they've interacted that now they're just besties and buddies, XYZ. You got to be careful with that because, to be frank, like the relationship that you think some people have might be a non-existent one. Like, for example, like for me, like I don't really have like any like enemies. It's only one person that I hate on this internet, right? That I have bad blood with, and that's the big black dude, the one that's really buff, who just moves a little bit too much, right? Something about that dude that just keeps moving around, talks about shark bites and dancing every time he eats. It's the only person I hate on the internet. But in terms of everybody else that have interacted, I've always kept a good relationship with them because number one, I don't want the smoke. You know, like this whole school shooter stuff. Like if you're friends with a school shooter, he'll let you know before. I literally am a non-problematic person. So when it comes to the people that I interact with, I don't really create any kind of one-on-one beef because I quite literally just don't want that energy, right? I don't want the energy of coming at somebody direct. Oh, I hate Johnny Somali. That one I'm fine with. Okay. But otherwise, I just don't want the energy. Some people might not like these people as well, but I'm just not going to hate them just because people hate them type situation. So you got to figure out how you want to have energy with the content creators and the people in your space. Anyway, as for Muta, I feel like he's in a tough situation. So is Nux as well. Even Oompaville. Everyone from the podcast is like... We'll talk more about Oompaville as well because he just dropped a video. But it seems like all of them are kind of just not so good places and spaces, and it sucks to see because my interactions with them have been nothing but positive and nice and swell, right? My interactions with these guys have been great, but it looks like there's information that's coming out that they have to address to, you know, for their audience as well, just so that they can have the transparency out there. I guess they're trying to answer questions because there are questions out there. I think the moral of this story for real, and this is just for Muta, and Muta, if you're watching this video, is like, I feel like he's trying to cater to the internet almost type situation. And I think the biggest relationship and I would say responsibility that he has is just to his main audience, right? No Reddit people, no Twitter people. Okay, just talk to your homies one-to-one. And I do think that there's more positive experiences with the people who subscribe. Obviously, there are people who subscribe who are not your homie. They're just coming to watch you. Some of you guys just watch me because you want information. Some of you guys just want time to go by. Some of you guys don't even care who the hell I am. That's completely fine. That's not the energy that I'm trying to create, though. Like, we don't really grow too much on this channel, but I do feel like that the energy that we do have with the people that are here is good. So when things go down, right, I feel like we have good conversations. I like that. I prefer to have you guys and be small than have like a big platform full with a bunch of strangers who will turn on me in a second type situation, which could be absolutely terrifying. So cater to your people, to the homie, because the ones that have been watching you for a long time know what's up. I think that's the best way, is just, you know, talk to your loyal fan base and make sure that everything is right between y'all two. Try to get the noise out of the way. You know who you are as a person. You know if you're a good person or not. That's the biggest thing. You and your heart of heart and souls of soul know. Other people will come and jump to their conclusions. And you got to do what you got to do to be right by you, and then also be right by the people that you make content for. So it sounds like that's what Mood is doing, and he's taking a step back. He doesn't want to do the drama no more. I understand that kind of situation. There's a lot of topics that I don't talk about because it's so lost in the sauce of just drama. I'm like, I don't want to touch it. It's too much. Whether it's just, you know, kids being touched, or like essay events, Smash community stuff. I'm like, nah, I'm out. There are some things, for me at least, that feel so negative, that have so much bad energy around it, that I'd rather just sit here and just ramble about arcane or anime or film with you guys instead. So yeah. But yeah, I'll let you guys know how things progress. Okay, sorry for yapping. I'm not sorry for yapping. I'm a yapper. That's just what I do. Okay. Hopefully things work out between everybody here. I don't know what the happy ending here looks like, but this is the development so far. Oh yeah. Okay, we got some good news. Quick Johnny Somali update. My boy Draco just sent me this and let me know that apparently the official date and trial for Johnny Somali has been set, and it is December 20th. Will it be aired on national television? Okay, if it will be, and it's going to be in South Korea. I need a translator. I want to watch this. I need to know if this man will be put behind. Please, God, you guys don't know, Johnny Somali, my evil doppelganger, has been going around countries in Japan, and now he's in Korea, and literally just spitting on people, literally just going around and just, he is such a net negative to the world. Like, again, the energy that I'm sharing with you guys about this guy specifically is not something that I normally have. Okay, I normally just don't have it for people, or I just, I know that some people are bad, but I don't kind of like put the energy of being like, oh, they're a bad person. But this dude, he's pissed me off for several reasons. Okay, number one, making black people look bad. Number two, disrespecting a culture of people who are just being really nice to outsiders, going to someone's hometown, right, and then just causing a muck. That's just like, just stay in the States, like stay wherever you want to be, wherever you live, and you can cause a muck there, but don't go to other people's places. Like, that's rude, going into someone's house and then basically, stomping on their floors with your dirty shoes. And then the third reason I was really upset with this guy, outside of the fact that he kind of looks like me, people thought that I was him for a second, right? For a quick second, bro, I was catching the smoke. I wasn't on the radar. But then the South Koreans came and said, nah, Omni, we actually love you, bro. You handsome. Come over. We'll show you a good time. I was like, oh, all right, cool. All right, I'm glad that was a misunderstanding. The other reason why is because I saw a clip where he was in a store, and then the store, he was being, his current self being really rude, but the store owner was like this older lady, and I don't tolerate any kind of disrespect towards like elderly women. Elderly men, I don't care, y'all. But when it comes to like older women being disrespected, there's something that click. There's something that boils, bro. There's like a switch where I just and I feel rage. I feel like a source of violence well up in my heart, because I don't know, whatever it is. But yeah, that's what kind of stems from me being so kind of like frustrated with this dude. Anyway, this seems to be a court case for Ramzi Khalid Ismail. There's a video here by Legal Mindset that just dropped less than 2 hours ago talking about Johnny Somali, saying the official trial date has been announced. Legal Mindset has been talking a lot about this whole situation with Johnny Somali. You guys should definitely come to his channel if you want more updates to it as well. But very curious. I hope he doesn't mind. I'm going to figure out what he has to say about this because I'm very excited.
Everyone, we've got an announcement today, and that is the official trial date for Johnny Somali. We have that today.
Good.
For you. This is his trial here in Seoul, South Korea.
Good.
And we can officially announce that it's going down on December 20th, 2024, right before Christmas, right on Friday.
Do you know how much a gift it would be for Johnny Somali to be sentenced? Oh my Lord, Christmas will come early. Deck the halls. Okay, I don't know what I'm saying. I'm excited. I really am, but I do have this sinking feeling. I know you guys know what I'm thinking. I have this sinking feeling that my man's is going to get off scot-free. Something tells me I have a bad feeling, and usually my bad feelings and my intuition is right. So I'm a little worried. Maybe it's because I have trauma. So what I do is I expect the worst, and if the best happens, I'll be pleasantly surprised. I don't know. Maybe that's my mindset. But something about this, maybe because he's already gotten away several times with it. It's like one of those situations where the villain always gets away at the end. Like you think you got him captured, and then suddenly like psych, and they just run out, right? Like a freaking old 90s cartoon. I feel like this man is a freaking old 90s cartoon villain, and this man is going to be out here twizzling his freaking mustache that looks oddly similar to mine's, and he's going to get the hell out. I really hope not. Anyway, what else you got to say, Legal Mindset? Sorry for interrupting. I'm just getting a little excited, but also a little scared at the same time.
Now, let's be very clear. This is Seoul time. So for many of you who are in the US, this will be something that'll be on the evening of the 19th when it goes down. A couple factors in this. There is no recording allowed in the courtroom. So we will not be able to record inside of the courtroom.
No Johnny Depp, Amber Heard moment. That's rough. I said we gotta. Oh man, I wouldn't have been able to understand what they're saying anyway, but I just wanted to see it. I want to see the reaction if this man gets you. I just want to see it. Man, I'm petty right now. I'm feeling really petty right now.
However, we will be able to make some video and possibly record outside of the courthouse, outside of the courtroom. And also I'll be able to live tweet outside of the courtroom and even perhaps from inside the courtroom.
Okay, Legal Mindset, letting you know, everybody, we are going to be watching we're going to be paying attention to you, bro. All right, when this happens, you are going to be my go-to. We all going to come to you. You better let us know what's going down
as well. So we will have those updates for you. I will be there. I will see everybody and see Ramzi in court on the 20th. Now, this will probably happen in the morning. So once again, just be aware of that. And we can now look forward to that in less than 2.5 weeks. Wow. Now, an important thing is there are multiple stages to a trial. This is not going to be going down like the United States where a trial starts, it goes for 2 weeks, and then it's over. In fact, this is something that is just the first hearing where they will have the indictment, they'll have the opening statements, and Ramzi Khalid Ismail will have a chance to plea if he wants to plead guilty. But even if he pleads guilty, there will still be a sentencing phase, which will take several weeks and allow for folks who may want to intervene, may want to present other evidence, to present evidence as to his culpability in this case. So once again, December 20th, 2024.
Okay.
Mark.
Thanks for letting us know, bro. Thanks for letting us know. Anyway, yeah, I don't pray for anyone's downfall except for Johnny Somali. Okay, so, oh my Lord. I'll keep you guys posted if we get any more updates on that. It sounds like it might be a situation that might drag out though, but I hope they get him. I really do hope they get him. The guy, by the way, who punched him, apparently he got jailed. I'm so upset about that. I forgot to tell you guys, but he got jailed. He was the ex-Korean soldier. He got put in jail. And I said, free him. Okay. Free this man. I feel like he served his country twice. Okay. Once when he was already ex-soldier, and then second when he punched this man in the face. All right. I know people are like, Omni, he has justice, the law, blah, 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 blah. Nah, okay? Justice is corrupt, okay? If you believe in just how things go on paper, and you've just followed the paper trails, okay? You got to be careful. That's my opinion, at least, right? Because the people who are above the law bend the law, and the people who are below the law get abused by it, all right? The law is not just some equivalent neutral ground. It's a tool. I'm sorry, I'm speaking like a rebel, okay? But you guys don't know, but I have a really rebellious heart, okay? But yeah, justice is a tool, okay? All of this stuff is a tool to benefit people who can benefit from it and hurt the people who cannot hurt from it, just to create a bigger divide. So be careful when you kind of been like this neutral stuff. You got to see the net negative and the net evil. Sometimes some people are just net negatives, quite literally don't contribute anything to society. And if someone like that has come in and is doing this on multiple times and has said they don't care about anyone but themselves, right? Literally have said that and then has gotten away doing this. Person's going to get set free and then do this again just because they got out legally. Nah, homie, I think the only way to stop people like Johnny Somali is for them to actually have consequences, okay, and repercussions to their actions. That's just my opinion, man. Random small question that you guys sent me on Twitter. What is your 2024 and what are your 2025 plans? I have none. I don't have any plans. I mean, to be honest, it's just kind of survive, make more video for you guys, keep going to the gym. I'm on my bulking phase. I've gained like 15 pounds. I've been so happy. I've been getting stronger. I'm lifting. I'm in the gym. I'm feeling good. I'm reading a lot of books. I'm doing a lot. I'll tell you all about it when we do a Q&A type video as well. But to be honest, I don't have any real plans. I'm still just kind of trying to live more in the moment type situation because I've been such a pre-planning type person that I've been trying to take a step back and just enjoy life as it is day by day. So that's what I'm kind of doing. My plan is no plan, but also I'm doing things that's helping me to lead up to a certain point as well, if that makes sense. Does that make sense for you guys? I'll eventually probably have some plans that I'll talk about as well. But yeah, we'll be doing more questions as well because some of the questions you guys asked me, to be honest, are so good that I think they require their own video. The biggest plan that I can say for an absolute fact is that I just want to make more content. That's it. Just I really enjoy this. Like, this is my livelihood, so I guess it counts as work, but I also just really, it's therapeutic for me. I don't know how it feels for y'all, but this is good. This feels like good energy, right? I know I'm yapping. Omni, go to the next situation. Go. No, I'm yapping. I'm trying to connect with my audience right now, okay? You hear me? I'm trying to connect with you. I like it. Sometimes the world could be a dark place and it feels good to have a dialogue with the homies, man, to make sure that everything is okay. That it brings me comfort. So I hope it brings you guys comfort. And if you're just annoyed by me, you're just like, bro, stop yapping, then I'm sorry, but I don't care. It is what it is. This is what you get, all right? Either you take it or leave it. But guys, before we get further in today's topics, I'm happy to announce that today's video is sponsored by dbrand. Dbrand is a company that excels in making heavily customized accessories for electronic devices. Phones, laptops, gaming systems, controllers, AirPods. If you can think it, they definitely have it. Guys, the holidays are right around the corner. And if you're anything like me, you're probably scrambling around trying to find that perfect gift for friends, family, or let's be honest, maybe even yourself. Well, look no further because dbrand has you covered. Literally. Their grip cases give you that peace of mind whenever you're like texting with one hand or you're gaming on the go. And if you're just looking to like switch up the looks on your gadgets, their premium skins are perfect for adding a sleek and personalized touch. So guys, do you want the secret sauce? Okay, you want to know what makes dbrand the perfect holiday gift? Not only are you giving someone top-notch protection for their pricey electronics, but you're also giving them something that they'll use every single day. That means they'll think about you every single day. But also, it's practical, it's stylish, and it's something they probably didn't even know they needed. And last but definitely not least, they have tons and tons of customization options, so you can make your gift just as unique as the person you're shopping for. So yeah, guys, what are you waiting for? You guys can make your holiday shopping easy this year. Head over to dbrand.com/omni and grab something that's for sure to be a hit. Trust me when I say, whoever gets one of these bad boys under their tree is going to love you for it. Again, that's dbrand.com/omni. And again, special thanks to dbrand for sponsoring today's video. All right, we got to talk about the Caleb situation. The Oompaville situation is crazy. It's insane. Oh my Lord, bro. Why is everyone from the Some Ordinary podcast on blast right now, bro. For those of you guys who don't know, this is Oompaville. We made a video 30 minutes long talking about, hey, we need to talk about MrBeast. If you guys don't know, I think last week, a couple of days ago, Oompaville, aka Caleb himself, was the guy who dropped a 2.5 video interviewing MrBeast. And a lot of people did not like it because, well, Oompaville is just and I kept saying it, he's just a chill guy, right? I'm tired of that meme too, okay? But quite literally, I can't think of many people who fit that narrative as much as Oompy. He just is. Yeah, I have a nickname for him. It's Oompy. Anyway, he said Caleb talked about how bad the MrBeast interview was. And yeah, I watched the video. I'll go over it a little bit, like a summary, a little bit detail. I'll also let him talk about it as well a little bit too.
Extra, read all about it. I am an undercover agent for MrBeast. I was completely bought off and paid for by blood money. My credibility is gone. My pants are full of shit. And I have failed the entire internet as a whole. I apologize, firstly, to everyone who had very high expectations of me. We're talking about the MrBeast situation, the MrBeast interview, and I got a lot to talk about. It's very interesting. I've waited to address the drama, which is what people have been asking me to do, even in my comments on my videos. I've waited because there.
I like one of the comments that says, "You're one of Jimmy's pawns, bro." It's... Yo, the parasocial stuff with these, it's just so real, right? People will watch this video, don't know who Oompaville is, and then be like, yo, he's one of his lackeys. He's getting paid. He's getting paid hush money. Like, it's just bam, come to all these. And then it's not just people like spewing out speculation. It'll be quite literally almost proven out so much that people will just be like, it's true. And then it becomes terrifying because then people start reiterating, hey, have you heard of this guy, Oompaville? Yeah, he gets paid by MrBeast to do interviews with him. He's such a terrible person. Like, it literally becomes fact in some people's minds, which is absolutely terrifying.
There's a lot of great videos being made on the situation as a whole that are critical of myself and, you know, basically what happened, and I like watching it. I mean, I don't like watching it like I'm Jack, like it's that type. It's not weird.
Yeah,
it's more so just, I'm interested to see what people have to say in regard to this. It's not every day you can have a very controversial interview opportunity.
Yo, this music is I'm sorry. Yo, this background music is just jamming. I know I'm supposed to be listening to him. All right, focus, hone in.
Thing that like this. I mean, it's pretty, I'm just a guy. It's cool. I'm very glad to be a part of this, to be honest. Firstly, I want to go into my weaknesses and sort of addressing the criticism as a whole, just off the bat. People were not happy with the way that I conducted the interview. The interview, by the way, is MrBeast came to my house last week and I asked him a bunch of questions and then edited that video and posted that video, and a lot of people are mad about it. The general overall valid criticism is that I didn't grill him hard enough and my questions were subpar or corporatized, or I'm not exactly sure. Really, it was just weak. It was a softball, a snowball, whatever people call it. That's the criticism.
That interview is pretty much garbage and does very little to help him, despite being a softball puff piece.
Firstly, I'm not going to make an excuse. This conversation that I had with MrBeast was completely deliberate. This is what I wanted to do. This is the exact same thing that I did with Dawson. I didn't push Dawson in any way. If anything, I feel more responsibility now if Dawson gets sued because I didn't push him and I didn't push back, and he kept on sort of spreading things that now are probably, unfortunately, going to cause him some damage in a lawsuit if MrBeast actually does decide to sue him.
So this is a good thing to do. I'm gonna pause here because he's going to go over everything, and I'm going to summarize it for you guys as well. Thank you again for the freeze frame, Caleb. But yeah, he, at least right now, from what he just said here, is the consistency. And I think consistency is very important because, you know, you had the fact that he interviewed Dogpack 404 and MrBeast, and he was consistently kind of just like a chill guy, right? So now you know that it's not him just chilling because it's MrBeast. He just quite literally just is that dude. That's just his style of format of interviewing, where it's just kind of like not trying to go in on nobody. You might want to see blood, but he's not here for blood. You might want to see some more hardball stuff, but that's just quite like not literally what he's here for. He's trying to create an inviting and open space for people to talk comfortably, even if the audience wants to make, you know, the interviewers or the interviewees a little bit uncomfortable. That's kind of what I was saying, right? Like, if I get interviewed by like CoffeeZilla, I feel like, you know, he's going to be like, bam, like bad cop. And, you know, Oompaville is like good cop. Together, they would be absolutely perfect because Oompaville will lull you into a false sense of security. And then suddenly freaking CoffeeZilla will come and be like, ha! Caught you. Contradiction, huh? Now you're going to do jail for 10 years. Like it. So he's the good cop. We call CoffeeZilla the bad cop. And people were kind of looking for a little bit of bad cop because there's just information. People wanted to see Jimmy get pressed. He deserves to be pressed. So does, you know, Dogpack 404. Interviews need, in my opinion, a little bit of discomfort for the people who are coming in there in order for it to not feel like a puff piece. But anyway, let me summarize the video for you guys just really quickly. First of all, he acknowledged the criticism of the interview, you know, what people were calling a puff piece, and he agreed. He was like, yeah, I was pretty light. It was not harsh. It wasn't pressing. It was done that by design and on purpose. He also says that he does understand why this does not create a effective discussion. And he, you know, apologizes about that and says that he sees what people's viewpoints are. So even though he's standing on business on how he approached it, he realized how his approach has its weaknesses and he accepts the criticism basically on that front. He also mentions that it was a very short notice and also he was working on a video game. So apparently, and I talked to you about this a little bit, but Jimmy, MrBeast, is very quick, very fast. If he says, hey, let's do an interview, he'll be like, sure, I'll jump on a jet right now and I'll be there in 3 hours type situation, type kind of guy, right? And he'll just bam, and just be there. He's really fast. And he gets things done really fast. So it sounds like he didn't have a lot of time to prepare. And he was also simultaneously busy working on his video game. Eventually, then he talks about some of his missed opportunities. There was being, he didn't get to touch on things about, you know, the controversy surrounding Chris Tyson, MrBeast's business practices, including partnership and associations with figures like Logan Paul, the implication of MrBeast's involvement in crypto projects, which were only addressed like towards the ends of the video. And there were other topics as well that he feels like he didn't really get to touch on. He then clarifies about the fact that him being an inside man, saying that no, he did not get paid off. He has not accepted any MrBeast Jimmy Hush money in order to do this campaign, which I keep saying to you guys, I would. MrBeast, if you're looking for somebody to pay off, you're looking for some controlled ops, hit me up. There's the Creative Juice situation where he was like one of the 4 people where MrBeast's team invested in, I think like $250,000 or something. I might be wrong on that number. But yeah, he said that was completely separate and it has nothing to do with what's been happening here. Okay, completely isolated events. It just so happens that Jimmy did come to Oompaville. And I do know that Jimmy also went to more Pegasus as well. So it's not like he just went straight to one person that he feels like he could be paid off with. He might have went to Oompaville on purpose knowing that it might be a bit of a puff piece. But it does sound like Jimmy was considering multiple interviewers and it wasn't just specifically Caleb himself, which is pretty important to know because if he was only gunning for Oompa and Oompa only, then it means I think he was, you know, trying to create a specific narrative. And then he also said, he said his goal was to basically create a platform where Jimmy can just yap. And then based on, you know, this is the part that I said was good. Jimmy can yap. And then based on him yapping, then everyone can, you know, slice and dice what he has to say. The more comfortable Jimmy is when it comes to speaking, the more that he will say, the more that he could put his foot in his mouth. So the fact that it was a 2.5 hour video where some people feel like it was a lot of fluff, it gave Jimmy a lot of rope to hang himself with if he was to start lying or saying things that didn't make sense. So that part I felt like was good. And I also felt like it was good for Jimmy to actually do this interview on him, gave him some props and respect, because if he's lying, well, then this is just from his words and his words only. You don't have to go figure it out. People can just find straight up contradictions and it is what it is. And then last but not least, he does this thing where he's actually kind of like me, where he's talking about the balance between like humor and seriousness. You guys know me. I am a goofy guy. I've had a lot of trauma in my life. But yeah, I like to talk about things in a goofy way. I'm kind of that guy that sometimes makes inappropriate jokes when the jokes are inappropriate, you know, just to kind of maybe ease the energy. That's just kind of what I've ever been doing since I was a kid. I'm not going to get therapy for it because I'm okay with it as well, but that's kind of like the vibe that I am. There are times though, you guys know me as well, when things get really serious or you guys really need me to like lock in, right? I'll switch. And I'll, you know, just basically like a freaking transformer, bro. And I'll just and hit the Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, bro, and start hitting you with the real talk type of situation. So I can do that switch. I pretty have a healthy balance between the two when I feel like it's necessary. But yeah, Oompa's talking about like he's going to try to work harder with balancing his goofiness side with the seriousness side, especially when there's a lot of people from the outside, a lot of outside viewers who don't want to necessarily see, you know, his goofy side, but want to see him be more serious, especially when it comes to something as big as this MrBeast interview. So him trying to balance basically his personality with, you know, new heads might be something that he's going to try to take into consideration. And Oompa also talked about his disinterest when it comes to like drama, right? But his intake about drama was a little bit interesting because like what we consider drama, right? What people might consider like tops you talk about when it comes to like slop is important in the main media, right? Like, yeah, you get tired of seeing these videos on Illuminati and MrBeast, right? But people do want to know what happens because in the Illuminati situation, there were a lot of victims. And in this MrBeast situation, there are a lot of people who could be potential victims, right? It's important. Some of the best things have come from slop. Again, I'm going to save this for another conversation, but YouTubers or these commentary guys yelling at about EDP 445, right? And telling them to remove these bad channels. A lot of people want to come at these channels for creating this slop, and yet they have been responsible for policing YouTube for years and years and years, trying to get actual predators and creeps and weirdos off of the platform. Okay, it's not all just a net negative that a lot of people want to try to paint. Okay, there's good and there's bad and everything type of situation. So Caleb does talk about like the importance of covering drama, right? Keeping people informed. And in my opinion, the biggest thing when it comes to drama and keeping people informed is that I feel like we're reaching an age in the internet where information is becoming so convoluted and disinformation. There are so many lies now that is quite literally becoming impossible to figure out who the hell is telling the truth. Like literally it's impossible. If I go on Twitter and I see it now, every time I see an article or a headline, I'm like, is it a lie? Right? And that's not a good feeling. It's the reason why a lot of like independent people like Asmongold and Hassan and some of all these other like just regular Philip DeFranco, Ryan Tyler Cohen, a lot of these people who you know are much more independent are becoming bigger because people are losing faith in like CNN, MSNBC, and some of these other news places that feel like they either have a bias or they're just lying. You just can't tell. So now people are looking for like regular ass humans with no skin in the game to be like, bro, can you tell me what's going on objectively? Which is my goal, right? My goal is just to be like, let me let you know what's going on objectively. I don't care who you are, where you come from, what you represent, or what you feel, I just don't care. But I do want to know the truth. That's how I've always felt. And then I would hate to base a narrative and a story based on lies or misinformation or false information. Okay. There's a lot of people who want the lie. They want to live in the lie. They would love to just bask in the untruth. But for real, I hate that more than anything because I mean, I've been doing this for years. We've been talking about news and things that's been happening for so long. And it's always a situation where it's absolutely terrible, where you're on the receiving end of bad misinformation. There's a situation going on with Duke Dennis, bro. Freaking the dude from AMP, apparently. There's a lot of false information spreading about him now that just started going viral. Now people are unsubscribing him and having like bad outlooks on him based on information that has already been covered that's not true. Very terrifying. And I feel like, I mean, it's not like a duty of mine, but it does feel like something where I want people to have the truth type situation. But anyway, sorry again, yapping, always making it about me because that's what I do. But yeah, that's Oompaville. That's his video. You guys can let me know about it. I think, again, as I started, he is just the chill guy. And I still think that he did his best. And I'm glad that he accepted the constructive criticism. And I think he's going to learn and he's going to grow from it as well. And if you want to be harsh on him, if you don't want to like him, in my opinion, just do that, right? If you just really, that's fine, right? I'm not going to go against your beliefs. Like, nah, I don't like Oompaville. I still think he's a paid actor. Okay, bro, I don't, but we could just move on. We don't have to make that the center topic piece of the place. He's not even the person that's under trial here. It's quite literally MrBeast. But sometimes I feel like people are looking for a bad guy so much. They're looking for blood that they'll just start stabbing anyone, right? Just you come into the picture, bam, 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 bam. Oh, we got someone talking about the subject. Bam, 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 bam. There are certain people out here, Reddit communities, who only want blood. All right, that's it. That's their only prerogative, is to be entertained by the slaughter of people. Whether you are in it or outside of it, slaughter equals good for them. Okay, be aware. This is why it's so important to create strong communities amongst yourself. You keep your circle small, you keep your circle tight. And yeah, but all right, guys, that's all I have for today's video. There's more I want to talk about it. I'll try to make some more for you guys tomorrow. If you made it to the end and you guys are enjoying the content, bro, do me a favor, give me a Christmas gift, drop a like. If you've already dropped a like, drop a subscribe. And if you've already done both, well, then I love you and we should get married right away. I love you guys. Y'all take it easy. I'll catch you on the next episode. Peace.